And I came across one of Gabe's videos, one of his old ones, like one of his car ones where he's in the car, like just holding his phone, like doing something like that.
Yes.
And remember, like his videos really helped me in college when I was being challenged with all those Protestants because I was questioning, like, am I doing something wrong? Should I be more Protestant than Catholic with this rosary thing? But his videos like really saved me and like helped me stay strong in my faith. And I came across one of his videos and he had mentioned the Militia of the Immaculata in it. And it triggered a memory and I was like, whoa, I remember watching this video back in college. And I remember learning about the Militia of the Immaculata. And I remember getting this huge devotion to St. Maximilian Kolbe and reading a book about him and reading about the Militia of the Immaculata, but being like kind of like sad that Militia of the Immaculata didn't exist anymore. And here I was watching the video, already consecrated to the Militia of the Immaculata. And I was like, whoa, like he has been a pivotal figure in my conversion and like growth in my faith. So I go on the YouTube channel and I write a little comment, like a little paragraph, like, hey, you completely changed my life. Like, thank you. Like your videos helped me grow in my rosary faith and in Mary. And now I'm consecrated to the Militia of the Immaculata. So he ended up like responding and friending me on Facebook, which you'll know he does that a lot because he likes followers on Facebook so that people can follow his mission and his journey and his YouTube video. And so he friended me on Facebook. And so that was kind of it, right? In the summer months, he had posted because his pastor at the time, Father Aalerud, who some of you guys know, he was moving Gabe from adult ministry to high school ministry. And Gabe hadn't done high school ministry before. So he was asking on Facebook, I need help. What can I do? And by that point, like I was already a youth minister in college. I had helped out at 2 different confirmation programs. I had done like all these retreats, the Acts retreats, like all these different things. And so I was super on fire. I was like, high school, I got you. Like I'll help you.
Yeah.
So I sent like a list of programs he can do. I was like, do this, 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 this. And he kind of texted back. And I think it was a joke. He was like, you should just come work for me or something like that. I'm like, haha, yeah, never. Okay, bye. And so that was it. And then like a couple weeks went by and he was like, no, actually I need an assistant. Like I really need someone. Like, would you consider? And I was like, no, I love New England. I do skiing every winter. I go hiking in the mountains. I love my family. I would never leave them. Nope,
it's
not
too
leaving.
Hot down there in Houston.
I didn't even think about that. Like I didn't even think of all the problems. Like no, or the bugs or blizzards, everything else. Didn't even think of that.
Hurricanes and
all that. No, didn't even think of those things. And I was like, nope, would never do that. But what I can do for you? I can help you write a job application, like resume type of thing, so you can help recruit because you're a YouTube person. Like you can recruit whoever you want. Like I'll help you. So I wrote this whole thing. I sent it to him. I was like, here's like a job application type of thing you can send out. Another week or 2 goes by. He's like, no, I think you're supposed to be my assistant. I'm praying, like, I want you to move down here. And I'm like, no. And he was like, well, what will it take? I'm like, it literally has, and this is what I said, it will literally have to be God's will. Like, that is the only reason I will move down here. There's no other way. Because, like, I don't want to, like, no, nothing else. And he's like, okay. He was like, I can work with that. He pulls out his rosary and he starts praying it. And I'm like, okay, like, whatever. And so it was a busy summer. My pastor at the time had me doing Catholic Heart work camps. I was helping with a summer camp. I was doing the Acts retreats. Like there was a lot that summer. So I was super busy. So all throughout that, different things started popping up. And he was like, I really like pray about it, And I was like, I don't know. And I really did not take it seriously until this one day, just casually, I brought it up at dinner with my mom. Remember my mom, like I love her to death. Like we were the 2 that kind of grew a lot in the Catholic faith. And I kind of brought it up to her over dinner. And I was like, Mom, do you remember that YouTuber I used to watch over the summer months? Like she would listen, like, because he teaches like some really amazing Catholic stuff, but like it's hilarious. And so I'd be dying laughing. And just his demeanor and everything else, like you can't help but laugh sometimes.
Yeah, his personality. There's just something
hilarious.
About it.
Yeah, it's a charism. And my mom was like, yeah, I remember. I was like, well, yeah, he kind of offered me a job in Texas. And she kind of looked at me. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, like whatever, And she's like, well, you're going to take this seriously? And I was like, no, like I would never. And she's like, well, let's clean up our dinner and let's go upstairs and we'll pull up the laptop and we'll watch one of his YouTube videos and let's like think about it and pray about it. I'm like, okay. And so we went upstairs and she pulled up, we just clicked on the first one, Our Lady of Lourdes, which is one of his best videos, I think. And she clicked on it and we were watching it. And we were watching it and she turns to me with like tears in her eyes, like halfway through it. And she's like, Claire, I think you should take this seriously. And I was like, what? And it's an emotional thing because it's like letting go of your daughter too.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, really? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, like, whoa, like I didn't even think about taking this seriously. And my boyfriend at the time, he was up in Canada. And so I talked to him. I had a spiritual director and I talked to him and my spiritual, like everyone was like, go for it. Like even my dad, like he was like, go for it. And I was like, Like no one was stopping me. And I was like, okay, now it's only me like stopping myself. So I was like praying and I was like, okay. And, I went ahead with doing an interview, and I did an interview with Father Uriel on St. Clair's feast day in August. So I had all these little graces, these little connections. And yeah, I accepted the job. And kid you not, within like 2 weeks, I packed one suitcase and I moved down to Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was like one of the first times in my life where I did a huge leap of faith, just trusting in God blindly, right? Like God kind of asks us to do that sometimes. Like he'll give you a little consolations, but he's like, just go for it.
Yes.
And I did it. And once I did it, like once I stepped foot in Texas, once that first week hit, like God overpoured me with consolation. All these little different signal graces, all these signs, like just like reminding me and reaffirming me, yes, you made the right choice. You're supposed to be here.